All right, primary trig ratios. Primary trig ratios are what we know as usually Sohcahtoa. And we say it as that acronym so that we can remember the ratio a little better. What it means, S stands for sine, is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse side of a triangle. But don't forget there's an angle involved. Really what it means is sine theta is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. That's not part of the Sohcahtoa. They don't talk about the angle in between. So you have to keep that in mind. CAH stands for cosine. Cosine theta is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse. And the TOA tan theta is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. So, we got to be able to find out some of the ratios here. I've given us a triangle. And let's say we're talking out this specific angle. We'll call it angle theta. After, we're going to use another angle. That's another symbol called mu, but don't worry, we'll just talk about it in blue. So, if we're talking about angle theta, and I need to find the sine ratio for this, okay? That means I'm looking for sine, my angle being called theta, is equal to, what would be considered the opposite side of this theta?
4.
That's right, 4 would be. And what would be considered the hypotenuse? 5. So I write it as a fraction on the other side, 4 over 5. Okay, that's all I need to do right now. They want me to find the ratio, that's it. The ratio is 4 over 5. If you divide it, you get a decimal. Cos theta is equal to the adjacent. What is considered the adjacent to theta? 3. And the hypotenuse, we already know? Perfect. 3 over 5. And finally, tangent theta would be equal to what? Opposite is 4 over 3. Great. That's setting up the ratio. That's all there is to that part. What if we're talking about this mu here? Sine, we'll call it a u for you guys. Sine u, what would the ratio be for sine u?
3.
Yeah, the opposite side would be 3 over 5. So, depending what angle we're talking about in this right angle triangle, and of course this has to be a right angle triangle, I should have mentioned that off the start. Depending what angle we're speaking about changes our ratio. And you're going to notice a relationship between the ratios. Cos mu is equal to what? 4 over 5. And tan mu is equal to what? 3 over 4. So if you quickly take a look at the other relationships here, sine mu is the same as cos theta. Cos mu is the same as sine theta. And these two are inverted. Okay? The two ratios are inverted from each other. Good, we have that part. We've set up our ratios. Finally, what if I asked you to solve for theta? I need to know what theta is. So if I want to find theta, I can use any of these three ratios to isolate for theta. Let's use sine, okay? So we have sine theta is equal to 4 over 5, which is technically 0.8. Okay, let's call it 0.8 if you're to divide those values. But I need to isolate for theta. So when I bring sine to the other side, what does it become? That's right, the inversion of sine. So we get sine to the power of -1. So that's probably be second function on most of your calculators to 0.8. Anyone help me out there and tell me what that is? They have a calculator. And while you do that, I'm going to set up for the other one. Let's say we want to find mu here, our unknown angle. I can use any of the three ratios. So in this one, I'll use cos. Actually, I won't use cos because it ends up being the same value. Let's use tan instead. Tan mu is equal to 3 over 4. And if we want to isolate for that, mu is equal to the tan inverted to 3 over 4, which is 0.75. So, when you put those into your calculator, who can help me out and tell me what the two angles are?
Theta is 53.1.
Okay, so theta is 53.1 degrees, okay? What about this mu here? What would the other angle be? We'll call this 53. We know this is 90.
36.8.
36 point. Should I think it'll be 36. So this is actually important. This is 36. What should all the angles add up to? 180. When I add these up, anyone know quickly what that adds up to?
That's 70.
179. So I've made a rounding error somewhere. Either it should be 54 or this should be 37. Neither one can be corrected, but they're both more than close enough for what I need you guys to do.
It's 37.